Yespixel, episode 36, with our guests, Fiendota and the Halfhand. We were going to have Afro on today, but he wasn't able to make it. So it's just the boys were going to come guest host, but now they are the guests. You've been pulled into the world of podcasting. Real quick, this episode is brought to you by best friends. If you've got one, go hug them. For some people that don't know why I wasn't here for last week, my best friend died, and really hard. But you know, we're trying to. I really love the show, and I really love you guys. So I want to make sure that I'm showing up. And everybody, of course, told me that I didn't have to, that I could skip it. But my best friend Colin told me sometimes in life when we have things that we're good at and we're motivated to do, we can backslide. And when we backslide, it gets harder to put the effort that we were putting into it the first time. So I just really want to kind of listen to what he told me about that and really just keep the podcast going, because I know there are a lot of dedicated listeners, and if you're listening to this right now and that's you, thank you. And if you're a new listener or a sometimes listener, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I promise this episode is going to be fun. Okay, boys, how's it going? Bean, Halfhand, 52.
Good. I'm going to call them by their podcast number. So Halfhand's 24 and Fiend's number 8.
Okay.
Yeah, single digit, baby, single digit.
Yeah, one of the
he
early
was there
adopters.
before, big time. Yeah.
I'll work my way up.
That's
now
true.
we're on episode 36. Jesus.
Well, we saw some of Halfhand's groupings, and we said let's tighten those groupings up before we get you on the show. We don't want to,
This guy is a cop in real life, but he can't shoot a gun
in a video
about
game.
that.
I know, it's embarrassing.
I was gonna save this for later on in the podcast, but fuck it, I'm just gonna say it now. Halfhand did a collab with a
small streamer, a small video creator.
Not a big deal. Just
a little guy,
just Mr. Tiny Guy. How was that?
What's his name? Mr. Beast,
Little fella, little bro,
little guy, little bro, Mr. Beast.
Yeah, no, I had a good time. I wouldn't say it was a collaboration. He's just looking for he has like 1 million YouTube channels, and he does GTA content.
Mm-hmm.
So he has his own 5M server, and his people were looking for cops IRL who know how to like use a computer, pretty much. Like,
right.
If
so like few and far between, basically.
Familiar with 5M or just like gaming in general and content.
Mm-hmm. So you were like the big dog in this group, right? You were like you were the guy.
No, there is this guy Sheriff Straff. He's probably the biggest streamer in the group.
Okay.
He's pretty established. And then also like Sheepdog was in there, and he's been streaming. I'm not like a streamer. I just mess around sometimes.
Yeah.
So there was more like streamers in there than I was. But when it comes to like GTA has been my main game for years. Yeah. So
that's really what I mean. Is like you were like the.
So you won the challenge.
You like owned like the system. Like you were like, oh fuck, okay.
No, I was in full content mode. Like it wasn't like an RP thing, but I was doing my bits, knowing that if I did my bits, I'd probably because these videos are only like 10 minutes long.
Right, they take 4 hours of footage or whatever and cut it to 10 minutes.
Yeah. So I was just doing like all of my proven bits that worked throughout the years to get on the thing, and it worked. I was on that video a lot.
That's awesome.
Because I was just being an idiot.
Have you thought about starting to stream a little more now that you got some of that Mr. Beast recognition?
I don't have the time. I wish I did. I back in the day when I streamed a lot, I just had the time. But now I've said this before, it's hard when you have work, family, other hobbies, and you have to give all of that the time it deserves. So I go live twice a week. And that works for me.
When do you go live so people can set their alarms to come tune in?
Better consistency than me.
It's not super consistent. Like especially with my work schedule. Like this month, I work day shift, so I'll go live after work if I'm not exhausted.
All the family stuff's taken care of. Chores are all done. Fridge is stocked.
Well, like NA, it's better because people are done with what they're doing, and I've spent time with them, and I'm like, I'm gonna play video games for a few hours or something. So if I had more time, I would have definitely taken more advantage of that. But I just I'm not trying to become a streamer or anything. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to have fun.
That's good, man. So your Twitch channel is twitch.tv/the_halfhand, HALFHAND, right? So
Yes,
go
sir.
listen,
That's
go
me.
follow him. Make sure you turn the notifications on, so when he does go live, you get to see the Mr.Beast man himself. Okay?
We're almost at 6K followers, folks.
Yo, that's
you
huge.
gotta help
Wow.
me. You gotta help me out here.
And let's get him to 10K so he can automatically get verified on Kick and then never stream over there.
Oh, I was day one. I got my name the first day, and I haven't.
Oh, let's go.
I haven't gone. So yeah, I've been seeing on the Twitter drama like, oh, my Kick name got taken. Can someone help me? I was a day one. Everyone, I got.
Did
my
you hear
name.
about the girl who was a day one, got her name was like Angelina or whatever, and
Yeah,
then
someone
a
took- yeah,
bigger
yeah.
streamer that's Angelina like yoinked it, and they're like, sorry, you don't stream enough, or you don't have enough viewers. Like more clout.
That's. I know it sucks, but that's business. I mean,
Yeah.
that's life.
Reality.
You
And her
gotta,
art,
you gotta
like,
realize that it sucks, but
sucks. My heart goes out to her. It really fucking sucks to like think you have something in the bag, but at the
yeah.
end of the day. She, like her defense was like, but my real name is Angelina. I'm like, all right, like,
Yeah.
but this person is
I'm
a,
the only-
you know,
I'm the only _half, and I think I'll be good.
yeah.
I can't get half in. There's some guys, some OG who has that, but I think I'll be all right.
Somebody always scoops up Hydra, man. I literally, the hour it was announced that Kick was good, I couldn't get Hydra. I was, fuck.
I could have got chains. It was available. I could have got it, but then I was like,
Nah,
Your
your
brand
brand
is
is
kinda
52,
52 chains,
though.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta.
Oh my
People aren't gonna
God,
be
I
if they're looking
fucking
for
hate
you.
the
They're
number.
not gonna be looking for that.
I actually figured out why it's 52 chains, by the way. Finally know. His mom actually told me. Yeah, she was like, well,
You know, and he doesn't
she
know.
was like, well,
that's
you
crazy.
see, he was trying to pick a number of chains for his username, and I said, son, why don't you pick as many chains as you have brain cells? And then so he was like, yes, mama, of course. That's how they talk.
Is
when
my
I'm on
mom a
camera.
distant relative of fucking Randall? What's
That's a
going
good
on here?
impression. Yeah, that's spot on.
No, I'll tell you the real reason, okay? And it's actually dumber.
I think I know the real
I thi-
reason.
It was the first recommended name after typing in chains and it being
No.
unavailable.
Is it
No,
a
no,
two
no.
chains
I
thing?
think you've told me before, so I won't tell it.
Halfhand knows, okay? Halfhand Mr. Put you on.
50 Cent and 2 Chains.
I was
just
listening
combine
to
the
a
two.
50 Cent song. And I was thinking of having a name similar to his. And then I was thinking of other artists with numbers and items or whatever in their name. And then every time I think back to it, it just, I'm such a corny guy.
Dude, it
Jesus
rolls. It honestly
Christ.
rolls so well. 52 Chains. It sounds good, man.
It's
Yeah.
I
so
got a
random, though.
And then
It actually sounds
52
better
just
than 2
shortened is good.
Chains. Yeah, because now
I
you've
got a
got
question.
52 as a short. Question?
What was the
Yeah.
first platform that you got 52 chains on? What was the first?
I think it was Twitch. Yeah, that's
Was it?
Twitch. Yeah, I think it was Twitch, and it was to grief a friend of mine because he streamed occasionally. So I just
The greatest reason to do
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
the best reason to make a Twitch account to grief your friends. Because
Yeah,
listen, if you're grieving your friends, that means you're giving them
2017.
views, and that's all streamers care about. There's nothing streamers care about more than views. You are a number. Don't ever forget it.
You
Slime.
guys see that Ludwig video where when he started streaming and he used to have he didn't have too many viewers.
Like 13
and he'd
viewers.
look at chat. Yeah, he'd look at
It's not
chat.
moving.
It's not moving, and he's got his camera on, so people watching can see his eye movement, right?
Why do you keep looking at the
Why
screen?
do you
It
keep
doesn't-
looking
yeah.
over
And he
here?
sees a comment. And the first comment he sees says, "Stop looking. Nothing's gonna happen."
Oh fuck.
People can be tough.
Now look. Now he's been forged in iron. He's a
Yeah.
diamond now.
Or it's like I always like if you have something cool going on, so more viewers are popping over. If you get a big host and someone's like,
Mhm.
"Why the fuck are so many people in here, dude?" You're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, fuck
Like-
you, bro."
People are like,
Some
"What
viewers
happened?"
know how to crush drive, man.
Yeah,
They
I
just
know.
perfectly time. Like you have 100 viewers, but only 2 people chatting
Oh
in
yeah, I
5
get that.
minutes. That
You
one's
know,
a
Nice
killer.
view bots, dude. Nice view bots.
The
You
one
know,
that the one that kills
uh,
me is wow, 7,000 followers and 8 chatters. Nice. I'm like, oh god, it hurts.
Do you guys know Soups? He plays Silas.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
He has a very dedicated group of people in his chat. They're the inaps, and they'll give you that. They'll come into your chat and they'll be like, "Jesus Christ, Half, the fuck is going on here? There's too many people in here. Like you don't deserve this. They're just
don't
fucking
deserve
with you."
it.
They're great. I love those guys. It's like a dedicated group.
My camera froze, but I've been in Soup's chat a few times, and I think I don't know if his chat griefs him with me or if I get griefed. I can't remember, but I know there's a dynamic there where someone's getting griefed.
Heavily grief chat.
Mhm.
Yeah, they love it, and they'll go over to other people he role plays with, and they'll spread the grief. It's all love though. They're a really
Manches's
good group.
chat, nothing but Madge every time I type a single word. Like Carmine, Madge, Madge, and they shun me out of there. Goddamn haters.
The dedicated having like a dedicated like 20 to 30 people is so much better than having like I don't know, like 100 to 200 viewers and like no one typing.
Yeah.
Just having like those dedicated people that are there that are like having a conversation with you, like because Twitch is obviously like roleplay is a little different than playing other games
Mhm.
because like roleplay you're like actively speaking with like other people for majority of your stream. But like other games where you're like, playing like I don't know, like League of Legends or something or like Minecraft or any other games, having people in chat is actually like a good majority of like what you're doing
Mhm.
on stream.
Yeah.
And like actually having those people that are dedicated there to like talk to you and like watch you, like that is honestly they're they're carrying your stream.
Mhm.
So if you
That's
had
the way
to
I feel about it.
pick, would you rather have 200 dedicated lurkers? They're going to show up to every stream. They're going to watch every stream, right? Or 50 dedicated chatters.
Bro, I got like since I stopped streaming roleplay, I started streaming Dota. I have like 2 or 3 dedicated chatters, and it's honestly like so much more enjoyable. It is so much more enjoyable. I got like 2 or 3 people that I'm just talking to the entire stream, and it's great. I love it.
And they're there for you, the
Yeah,
streamer, right?
exactly.
I have so a lot of people in my chat, they watch the VODs and I think the podcast, and I don't know if it was no, it was like the podcast 2 days, the 34th podcast, and I think I said something. I started talking shit about them. I called them losers or something. And the day after
They
it goes
bully you.
live, I look at chat and I'm like, he's been talking shit about us. They got the timestamps and the receipts and everything. I'm never gonna say anything again like that. Or if I do, I'm gonna save it for like 1 hour 30 into the podcast. Okay, bury that shit.
No.
So like right now, fuck you guys, you motherfuckers. Anyway,
Yeah, you guys should use your primes on Hydra, please, just to make 52 feel bad. What I think you should do. That'll
good
show him.
riddance, I say. Good riddance. Back to that 50 chatter, 200 viewer question. I'd say for peace of mind, I'd say 50 chatters, but if there was a viewer count that I'd be okay with a bunch of lurkers, it'd probably be like 500 and up. And that's only because of the ad revenue.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
have that. I mean,
Yeah.
Dude, I go ahead, Hydra.
no, I was just gonna say that the question was like, dedicated. Other people are obviously gonna show up because you guys are creative and entertaining. But what was your?
Mhm. I was gonna say like being someone who streamed like so much for like like a small amount of viewers to getting rated by McConnell for like 10 days straight. The dude goes live every morning. I go in his chat at like 6 a.m. my time and he's like, hey, when are you going live? I'm like, what? Like the dude literally was like, hey, go live so I can raid you.
I want
And
to
like
go live.
literally the difference, dude. I made more money from ads that 10
Dude.
days than I ever did streaming.
Yeah, you make like
It
an
is
extra couple
insane.
grand just from somebody
It
rating
is
you a bunch.
Yeah.
crazy.
I had a
Like, dude, like
couple-
and it's literally like I mean, like I had a couple days where like I stayed like almost 1,000 viewers for like 4 hours, but like it's crazy the amount of money you make from ads on Twitch, and it's you're making this much, they're making this much. It's crazy.
Now think of Mr. Big Penta, who has that
I
fucking
know.
millionaire. He's a millionaire and he still griefs the same character. That's crazy, man.
I would probably take the 200 since I'm an affiliate, but I went hard. It was funny. I went hard in February. Streaming. I was like, let's try it, and I did good. I was doing very well. I was able to apply
Yeah.
for partner, and they were immediately like, they're like, yo, we'll get back to you in like a week or two, and 8 hours later, they're like, hell no, you just started. Like, they're like,
They
keep,
did the same to me. The
they're
same,
like,
pretty
keep
much.
going, because I'm friends with Twitch streamers, so I like shared the letter. They're like, I've never seen that. Normally, it's like, oh, your viewership's up and down. Don't get rated or hosted as much. and come back, try again in a month. They didn't even say try again in a month. They were like, you're new, your numbers are up and down, apply later. So, and then last month I was busy. I was too busy to stream, which probably didn't help me. So, the only thing from what a lot of people tell me about being partnered is the ad revenue. That's the big thing. Is it's easier and you get more money. With
Well,
your
they
ad revenue and
changed it. I
stuff.
think they made it
Now
so
the ad revenue
affiliate.
is dog
Yeah.
shit.
Well, I
It
It's
mean,
not
is,
it.
yeah.
yeah, I think affiliate got like because I don't think you made very much money from ad revenue at all as an
No.
affiliate, but I think recently they changed it, like in the last couple of months or something.
Now nobody makes
Uh,
money from ads.
Oh, and guys, so partner, there's another thing you get if you're partnered and you have a degree of consistency above 100 viewership. They give you bounties.
Oh yeah, the bounty.
Yeah,
Don't
you pick
ever,
those.
don't ever take that shit unless it's like an ad that you got to play for a minute or two. But they only give that to the 7K viewers up, guys. But
Yeah.
if you get a bounty and you're like the 400, 300, 200 range, don't take it. They're taking a huge. Hopefully Twitch doesn't see this. They're taking a huge cut from you, man. They're gonna offer you like 20% of what you could get if you just went directly to the source and
Yeah.
cut out.
Or if
the
you had a
middleman.
manager who's going to give you 80% and take 20, for themselves.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of.
I-
Here's the thing about streamers: they're lazy, right? And
What?
So,
No, what? What do
So,
you mean, lazy?
they want to be
What?
spoon fed everything.
if you're a 10K Andy and you're just chilling and you see a bounty for, hey, play League of Legends for 2 hours, here's $5,000. You're like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I saw someone who gets like 4,000 average viewers, and one of them was browse Men's Warehouse for 8 minutes for like $3,000.
Oh, I'm browsing Men's Warehouse. You kidding me?
Let's
Like
go, baby.
what?
Look,
Okay, hey man, 8 minutes? I can
You
do
guys want
that.
to look
That's
at
a
some
weird
coats? I'm gonna buy
request.
some new coats.
Back in the day, there was a drop from Dodge, and they had to drive a certain vehicle in GTA, and only like one or two people had this car. It was like a Hellcat or something.
People
So-
like asking, like, can I borrow your car, man?
oh no, what was it? They were like, oh, and then they would drive around like, man, I love this Dodge Hellcat, and there was like a couple of them who did it. The
So-
bigger streamers,
so
and they all
natural.
got the drop. Yeah, it was hilarious.
Man,
like,
shooting cops and running away from bank robberies is so easy in my Dodge Hellcat with
Yeah.
air-conditioned seating and 3 cup holders.
and like 5 minutes later, someone else was like, yo, I need to drive the Dodge Hellcat. Love Dodge. It was hilarious how you see the business side of it. I'm all
That's
for
really
it, man.
funny.
Go get your money.
Get your money, man. I've never cared about people making money, dude. As long as it's not actually
Man.
hurting other people, like, get your
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
Imagine if some type of, a Fortune 500 company found out about GTA roleplay and they started trying to force their products into roleplay.
Dude, I thought of that.
scenarios.
I'd be such a
that is a-
shill. I'd be such a shill.
That's a heavy part of my bits where a lot of people don't do this, but I bring like IRL like business or situations into my roleplay all the time. Where I'll be like, hey, you guys want to go you want to get a couple beers at Red Lobster? And people are like, what? I'm like, dude, this is a huge
Yeah.
city. There's gotta be like 8 Red Lobsters. Let's go. And I'll see who goes with it. And God, like Applebee's. I do I don't know if you know.
It's the 5 for
Applebee's is like a
Fridays,
chain
dude. Come on,
restaurant.
let's go.
Yeah.
Can I be honest? When you name
That's
these
so funny.
restaurants, when I hear Red Lobster, I think it's like a seafood joint where they only sell lobsters and shit.
Yeah,
And
Kinda,
it's a
yeah.
Applebee's,
place.
I think, is like a juice vending spot or
No,
something.
it's just I've probably said that to you in character. It's just a chain restaurant, but like they have this thing like after 9 appetizers are half off and they have like cheap drinks. So I'm always like,
Appetizers.
let's go after 9. It's after 9. Let's go to Applebee's.
Is that
I've-
common practice in America to like huge discounts?
It
Oh, yeah.
depends. Some
fast food
places, like
Every
religious
business has its own
places have like religious areas have like happy hour band. They don't want everyone getting all drunk. But yeah, it is. But I could make so much money doing that because that's been part of my bits for years. I should just reach out, be like, hey, dude, you want to
Free
make some money?
advertisement.
Oh my god, I can't. The whole reason I brought up the Mr.Beast thing was to remind you that you lost that challenge.
did.
You lost. I want to
I
ask you a
tried
question.
so hard.
I guess I don't have to watch it now.
Oh my bad. Oops. Spoiler. The guy
Spoilers.
dies.
I-
The 100 assassins get him.
I did survive, but I did not protect.
Oh, you
Mr. Beast.
survived.
Just
I
ran.
was
Isn't
the
her-
last.
is-
It was I make it to the end. Sheepdog and I made it to the end.
Let's go.
You know what you should have done? As a overly invested viewer, you should have thrown all your cop knowledge out the window, okay? And just thought about all the cheesiest, rattiest shit you've had to deal with on Nopixel, and then just do that to them. Find any choke point and then just fucking halt that shit. That would have been the play. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure there's a spot in the tunnels you could have done that at.
Oh,
Would've
I
been
could have
disgusting.
been. We could have been ratty, but it was you.
Trying to
I
make
know
fun
you're messing
content.
around, but
Entertainment
yeah, they're making
value.
content and stuff, and you're gonna make like a fun video, and that's what I was worried about. I kind of figured it wouldn't be the easiest thing to win with 100 versus 10, but I
Mhm.
just wanted to focus on being like funny and
So can I?
and
Because I
messing
haven't
around
actually
and
seen the
stuff.
video. I'll go watch it. Can you just give me a basic premise for what the video was?
There's 10 cops, and then there's
IRL cops also playing on the server.
yeah, and then like Mr.Beast and one of his friends, and then two of his other friends are against him with 100 other GTA players, and we have like upgraded health and weapons, but they can respawn,
Got
and we
it.
have to protect them for half
Oh
an
my!
hour.
When you see them die, usually the way they go out is that there's like 20 people around them, and just
Oh yeah,
bullets
dude.
everywhere.
Well,
It's
the
crazy.
GTA online players, they know like it was all like everyone who died was just getting spam run over and stuff. And you get caught out in the open, it's over because you have like 12 people just running you over.
Yeah.
You get up, and then everyone just starts shooting you and stuff. That's normal, like GTA Online
yeah.
stuff. It was no, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, I was just focused on being funny so I could, because these videos they're not super long, especially
Yeah.
like YouTube. Like a lot of people, they don't want to go over like 11, 12 minutes.
Sure.
So you get a lot of recording,
Attention span.
but you want to get on there. So I was just throwing out all my tried and true bits, and it worked. I was actually on there for a good amount.
That's great.
Oh my!
That's great, man.
You know what?
I'm-
That put something into perspective for me. If Mr. Beast was on NoPixel, he'd be called the fucking shitlord, griefer, content poggers, son of a bitch.
No, you know for a
NV,
fact. Oh, go ahead.
NVL, just cause of how YouTube is and how you gotta get people's attention spans, he'd be the worst role player.
You'd probably be asking people in game, "Can I pay you real life money to give me in game money?"
He
He'd be asking you for the oxy spot the first 2 minutes in.
he has like top tier editors. Like he could, whatever he did, they would make it look
Oh,
good
yeah.
for
Incredible.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like those they're like as just as good as like the TMZ guys where they'll edit out like parts of an interview where it's like I killed the president.
Yeah, his production team are like straight up professionals, so they could probably make something funny out of anything. It's just him
I think if he
sitting around running Oxy or whatever.
did come on the server, oh sorry, it would probably only be for a couple hours at a time, and then like every now and then, right?
Yeah, I don't think he would ever. Dude,
And he would like do an event,
I
and
think-
the admins would help him, and then that'd be it.
There would be yeah.
Well, like Ludwig came on NoPixel for a little while and realized how bad it was for YouTube and decided to never do it again.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why GTA is so terrible for YouTube algorithm. It's just so bad. Like RP specifically.
Not GTA
Yeah, RP
roleplay.
specifically.
Streaming,
Yeah.
like live streaming, or even like just making videos out of it.
YouTube videos, like because that was his
It's
main income source was YouTube,
Mhm.
and he was gonna go on NoPixel, got whitelisted, got prio because he's a big
'Cause he's Ludwig.
personality. Got on the server. I think it was around the beginning of 3.0, probably when like XQC and stuff was like popping off again. Biggest category on Twitch, and like just realized how bad it was for YouTube content. It does not perform well on YouTube.
It's because if I had to take a guess, I'd say it's because roleplay is like super long,
form?
long form content, right? Whereas YouTube, that
Yeah.
shit only goes well if it's a podcast and
Well,
your
even
name's
like
Joe Rogan.
Space Boy, who makes like really funny, good short form videos. Even those don't do that well on YouTube. I would say he's like the king of like short form comedy in NoPixel, right? His
Yeah,
videos
He's
just
like a
don't do that
TikTok
good
guy
on
now,
YouTube.
right?
He's a TikTok guy. Yeah, I mean he's doing
Yeah,
pretty
he's a
good on
TikTok guy.
TikTok, but on YouTube they just don't even compare. It's wild.
Yeah. I think it's because honestly, if I had to guess, it's because the platform or the category is performed well on Twitch, and everyone who likes it just watches it on Twitch, and they don't even bother watching. Like, when's the last time you watched a YouTube roleplay Nopixel video?
It was probably when I used to watch it. I used to catch up every day. I would watch all of the Moon shit. I would watch all of Moon's VODs on YouTube because he just mass uploads them.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing though. It's just VOD. It's like old archive VODs you can't get on Twitch anymore. And the only reason you're really watching it is because you can't watch it on Twitch. And there's always someone streaming GTA roleplay on Twitch. So, why go to YouTube when you can literally just get it on your main platform anyways?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like
So-
React channels where they just rip everyone's VODs
Oh,
and
yeah.
make like certain things. Like I had a couple recently, couple things I did, and then it's funny you find it on YouTube and it's got like 100,000 views. I'm like, what the fuck? Nobody's watching me? I'm watching this YouTube stuff. So those they have some popular like GTA React channels.
Drama news.
Oh, you know what I
yeah.
do watch for like GTA? I'll watch compilations, which are almost always just like ripped from other people's channels. But I just love watching like GTA like moments or whatever, like the moments channels that people get mad about. But I think
A
ultimately
lot
those are
of
good.
those videos are literally just RP clips GTA Reddit. Every clip just put in a video.
Yeah, true.
And they
But
used to
I
do
like
well.
it.
I don't know if I
They
don't
do
see them
so
anymore.
well anymore. Yeah.
Back in the day, though, they used to do really well.
Well, yeah, it's been almost 4 years since like the first RP boom. People probably just get tired of it.
What do you guys think about Kick? Your thoughts on Kick?
I hope it succeeds because I hate the position Twitch is in, where it has a monopoly over
Monopoly.
something it doesn't care about.
Yeah, you always need that competition
Mhm.
because Twitch keeps getting more corpo. Like when I first got into Twitch, like Twitch Prime, you'd get turbo with it, so you just watch.
Oh, so
and then
good.
they got,
I pay for
they
Twitch
got-
Turbo.
Yeah, I do too.
I tell
And
people, I say,
don't-
look, if you have to choose between subbing to me and buying Twitch Turbo, just buy Twitch Turbo. You're gonna have a better time. You're gonna be able to enjoy my content more and other people's content. I don't know why you would.
Yeah, I like to, and it sucks you're giving another $10 to Amazon, but I like to leave Twitch on in the background sometimes, and I'm not like an RP frog like I used to be, but it's just good. Like you want to jump to see like, oh shit, this Summit's playing this, or
It's a comfortable
the
environment
new
for us.
like yesterday or maybe the day before, the new Path of Exile stuff came out, and I was like, I want to see what these guys are doing, and it's just you click on it, and it's like, oh, all 3 ads. You're like, fuck, dude, like it's just so much better.
Three if you're
Yeah,
lucky.
that's a good one.
3 if you're
Three
lucky.
ain't
You get
shit.
That's
7.
a good one.
Yeah, I get 7 too.
So
This-
I've had Turbo for a few months now, and it does.
I'm
make
telling
Twitch
you,
a lot better.
pre-rolls are the death of Twitch.
Yeah, so it's always good to have that competition because then they'll be like, "Oh shit! Well, these people are actually we pulled the numbers and we got a problem here." And I'm like, "Oh, is it because you're running all these ads, or um, you said you're doing something about hate raids, but people are still spamming the N word when somebody goes live or something?" It's just like competition makes the other thing better. It always does.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Options breed competitiveness, and you want that in any market.
Can I be honest? If Kick does well, I don't even see Twitch changing anything because Amazon doesn't give a shit about it.
No, they're just
It's
too
just
big. They're
there.
too big.
Yeah. I mean, look at Facebook gaming, look at YouTube gaming. They've spent millions of dollars on big streamers, and Twitch has not changed anything, and they won't.
Yeah, YouTube would. I think YouTube could hurt Twitch, but they have to listen as well. They have like their viewing experience is not cool. So
Yeah, I've never watched any YouTube gaming or Facebook gaming stream ever. Pretty much.
I actually Facebook gaming is what brought me into Twitch when it first came out because they were doing. and this
Okay,
is a-
boomer.
Yeah, I
Okay,
know.
boomer.
I'll explain it. This is a long time ago. There was this guy, and he would RP. You guys ever hear of Stone Mountain 64?
Yeah. I love Stone Mountain.
He would
His
he
like
would
Battlefield RP was so good.
Yeah, he would RP in Battlefield and
What
Call of
EKIA in
Duty.
the AO?
He'd be like, I'm the commanding officer. You all listen to me. And like in voice chat, he'd be like, what? He'd pretend to be like in the military for real. And he went over to Facebook, and I would see like short form clips on Facebook. I was like, this is funny. Like, I like this. And so I was like, oh, well, Twitch is like what most people use. And that's how right when like H1Z1 and PUBG started popping off, I came over to Twitch because of Facebook. But yeah, their Facebook viewing experience is not good. YouTube is not good, but they have the people. But if YouTube got serious about their UI, their user experience, and listening to people, I think they could hurt Twitch. But right now, like with the emotes and just the way how Twitch is just clean, it's people are gonna watch it.
Yeah, I mean, Twitch has had, so much more time to refine what they have than the other platforms. And I mean, you look at Kick, and Kick is literally just a copy of Twitch.
It's Twitch, yeah,
And
it's Twitch green.
that's that's
Yeah,
gonna work for them. It probably will. Like,
It will.
like,
It's familiar.
yeah. Once enough people realize how much money they can make on Kick, it's I don't think that Kick will ever be bigger than Twitch, but I can definitely see the amount of people going from Twitch to Kick to start snowballing. I could definitely
Everyone,
see that.
if you ever get banned from Twitch, you're the next day you're gonna be like, I'm live at Kick. Like
Yep.
it's like a clean
Honestly, getting
slate.
banned on Twitch might be the move.
And it's like, yeah, because it would create like
Yeah.
the buzz, but then with their sub revenue split, it seems like a lot of people are like gifted subs are big over there, but you can't deny like I've never had like I mean sometimes when I go hard like a couple months, I'll get my sub count up to like 300 or something, and
Yeah.
it's cool, but like it's literally like double that over there, so you can't deny that is a big motivation.
Yeah. You know how stupid I feel when I like get north of 900 on Twitch and I'm like, I'm an idiot. I just gave half of that away to Big Pimp and Twitch.
Yeah, it's just Kick's got to be careful. Like one of the faces of their company right now, he just seems like a bad person, and they not Twitch Kick, and
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
gotta be careful because that guy says some out of pocket shit.
Yeah, I'll say it right now. Aiden Ross is out of control, and the dude says some crazy, wild, unhealthy shit. And I think it's bad for Kick. I think it's bad for everybody. I think it's bad for people, and I think the people that are listening to him are being poisoned by the shit that he's saying. And I think it's terrible. And I understand conceptually why the people in charge haven't done anything about it yet. They're trying to say like, hey, this is Kick. There's no moderation. Blah blah blah. First quarter's almost done. Second quarter's going to come in. Some rules are going to start to apply. Once we get to third quarter, Aiden's going to be gone.
Unless he changes.
Yeah, I don't watch like his stuff. I see like some certain like
Yeah.
he said this on Twitter. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like he said his pronouns were kill them. Like what is what?
Yeah, it's
What?
unacceptable. Yeah, he said something.
That sounds like a roleplay character right there.
I'm like, what? Like
I've only ever seen clips, but that seems like his brand.
so
His brand is saying edgy shit that triggers people
Controversy.
or that, being controversial, and that makes him popular. And I mean,
and in the short term, that you have those weirdos who are driving views to the site, but in the long term, it won't be good for them. So hopefully they either like get through to that dude, or they're just like, hey, you're Donzo, because that's just in my eyes, it's what he says is unacceptable.
Yeah,
and it could be dangerous. Like somebody could get hurt.
Oh yeah.
I've got a question. I don't know if because I don't see this on Twitch, but I browse through Kick and there's a lot of people doing this. Where they say after quote, I don't know if this is like an illegal practice, but it kind of seems like gambling, so it makes sense to be on Kick. But there's certain streamers that say after every 100 subs, I'll give $50, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a $50 giveaway after every 100 subs.
Uh,
And these guys maybe pull 30, 40 viewers and they're up to like 1,300 subs, and it's fucking insane.
well, yeah, that's the I mean, we experience this a lot, on Nopixel is like the, the quote unquote Oilers. You need like literally like one or two of those like basically Oilers to literally like survive off of Kick now. Like and you move from Twitch to that platform, and then these like these loyal viewers that gift you subs every month follow you. I mean, you'll make like twice, three times as much money on Kick than you were making on Twitch.
I'll say this: if you're a streamer and you're whitelisted Nopixel, and you're trying to make money, I think Kick, you're dumb not to try it, because there's not a lot. You go over there and you put Nopixel in your title, and you're at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And because there's not a lot of people on Nopixel over there, just a few. Like I noticed Curtis was on there the other day, and he had like
He's
triple his Twitch
crushing.
viewers on Kick. So
Well, yeah, I think that goes back to the hopper. NoPixel is thrived off of hoppers and people. Oh, look at this person. I think they're funny. I'm gonna go check out their stream. Like that's how people have thrived on NoPixel. Building viewership is based off of them being seen on other people's streams, and then
Yeah,
those people
exposure hub.
going to their streams. Exactly.
Mhm.
yeah,
And I think that's the little bit of like I'm a little afraid to move platforms because people aren't going to be able to find me.
yeah, no, I got you. It's just it seems like a good opportunity to get in on the ground floor when not a lot of people are there, and
Yeah,
you're on
no.
Nopixel. But then you have to also struggle with as I said before, the face of this company, well, one of the faces of this company right now is a really bad person. Morality wise, should I be supporting this site? And if you're making money, a lot of people are going to pick, I'm going to make the money. I don't like
Yeah.
what this guy's doing, but I'm going to be on the site with him. You choose that. And it just seems more discoverable. You're going to make more money doing it right now. I think, if you can deal with that, um, Kick would be a good option for you if you're trying to like get in there and make a couple bucks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll just
Can I
say
be honest?
I have my name, but I haven't gone over there. I just,
Mm-hmm.
not yet. We'll see.
I just want. I mean, I don't want to. I'm. I. I'm not worried about going to Kick on my viewership dropping because I feel like I do okay on Kick because
I
I've
guarantee you
seen
would. You
yeah, I've
probably
seen
would
how
do
well
very
people
well.
do on people who go like the people go from Twitch over to Kick, and some of them have more views than they had on Twitch,
Mhm.
or they have. Usually, you don't see them at less than half of what they have on Twitch. The only reason I'm fucking iffy about going there is one, it's owned by a company called Stake, and they have like terrible business practices when we're talking ethics. And two, their spokesman is one of their spokesmen is a guy who follows Andrew Tate, and three, I don't think Kick even wants to have longevity. I think like it's like a huge ad campaign just to get people over to Kick so they can
I like
transition
Mixer.
those guys over to Stake. Because
Mhm.
if you look at the type of channels that are promoted, it's usually the slots channels, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't want to be on the wrong side of history. I don't want to go over
Yeah.
there for the quick bag, but then take part in potentially I don't know, fucking people's lives over.
Yeah, that's
That's
what I like. Morality should be involved in your decision to go over there because it's there. They could be like, oh, this isn't what we're doing, but you kind of tell if you look
yeah,
like it's owned by that gambling company. They probably realized how well they were doing, how much more people were going to gambling over there when Twitch was allowing it. So they were like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we're going to keep this up. And
yeah,
that's something that you're going to have to answer yourself. And if that's why you're not doing it 52, then that's a really good reason not to, to
Yeah, a really good
sleep better
reason.
at night. You got to look at yourself in the mirror or whatever.
yeah,
Okay, so let me ask you this. I'm in general, I don't have like a big stance like against gambling, but obviously gambling's bad for you. I used to live in Las Vegas. I see how it really messes people up, and I also understand that like advertising to children gambling is like clearly not good. But if a company were to offer you money to do some gambling, and they said like, "Hey, you're allowed to say don't gamble. It's bad for you. Like only do this if you have the money, etc." And they're paying you like a fat bag, would you stream yourself gambling slots or something, as long as you're not using your money and you make it very clear to your audience that you're not using your money, like this is their money? Like how would you feel about that? What are your thoughts?
It depends on the gambling, I guess. I wouldn't do slots or anything. I actually play poker, like Texas Hold'em and Omaha and stuff, a lot.
I love Hold'em.
Um,
Big fan.
like a lot for years, and like I'm really into like strategy, and I'm like a winning player. Like I could probably make a living doing it if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So like if it was like poker, I don't really like online poker, but um I'd probably do poker. But like slots, like, but I'm not gonna lie, if there were like here's like a lot of money, like life changing money, I probably would.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Hard to
um
say no to that.
Yeah.
for like a middling deal, I probably wouldn't do slots, but like poker, I have some friends who got some good sponsorships from poker like websites and stuff. Like
Mhm.
I wouldn't mind doing that because that's you're playing against other people. Even though gambling addiction comes in many forms with like lottery tickets or poker or slots or anything like that. So I mean, it sucks, but it's going to be out there forever. People have been gambling since they've been,
Yeah.
thinking. So, I probably would.
Yeah, if it's done in an ethical way and it's not like predatory, and Timmy's gonna take his mother's credit card and put
Yeah.
that mortgage in disarray and ruin his family's life.
Like, oh, listen, chat, you're going to get half off your first deposit here at code the_halfhand here at stake.com. Let's get the slots rolling. Like, I wouldn't do that. But
Hey, go
I was like,
grab Daddy's credit card and make sure to use those 3
Yes.
silly numbers on the back. You guys remember that?
Oh
guy?
my God! Now that I think about it, Halfhand, you'd be perfect as a ad campaign. You could say, "Use my code to get half your hand paid for," or some shit like that.
Oh,
God.
nice.
My hand's been coming up in RP lately. I had a thing where I shot somebody in the hand, like maimed them, and they were like, he has half a hand. And then one of
Oh
his
my
people
God.
retaliated and shot me in the hand. I didn't think it like that. I just wanted them like maim him. And they were like, you did that because of your name. I'm like, no, I didn't.
I have a
was
question that is probably stepping away from, like, completely changing the topic. So
yeah,
sorry
it's an
about that. We
RP
can
podcast.
we can revisit the whole kick gambling thing again, but I wanted to ask you, uh, compared to, so you're like real life, okay? You're that guy. You put on the uniform, you go out there, you deal with the drunk people on Fridays, right?
Mhm.
And the crazy calls and shit. SOPs, Nopixel, and what you can tell us about your real job. How similar are they? I don't know if I've asked you this before.
They're not like 100%, but they're based in fact. Like what's his name? Who worked on a lot of the SOPs in 2.0, Vairness. He's
I,
like a big military guy. He's an officer in the U.S. military. And 5.0, he's a police officer.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were involved in that stuff early, before any of us.
Yeah.
So
Like,
it
laid a
doesn't
good
translate.
foundation.
Yeah, but like how like those laws, the MIMS and all that stuff, like that's all U.S. laws and Miranda warnings and stuff like that. So it is based in reality because you don't want role play. You don't want to be a space cadet. You want it to be steeped in reality, even though it's not. So there are similarities there definitely, but a lot of the no pixel stuff is based off the West Coast law enforcement, like California,
Mhm.
because Los Santos is Los Angeles. Even the uniforms and everything like that, and where I work in the East Coast, it's a little different, but it is steeped in reality. They did a good job.
Yeah, I'd say a lot of the I mean, just from understanding one side of it, at least from my viewpoint, a lot of the like alterations and changes is basically focused towards server health
That
And
makes sense.
content creation
and content creation.
like we just had the 72-hour hold thing changed today because of something that happened.
Can I?
So
Hot fix.
Wait,
I
what's gonna
heard. I
happen?
heard.
What happened?
they put Bass on a hold yesterday, so then they changed it a little bit
Oh.
today.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of it is steeped in reality, but then server health
Yeah.
and stuff like that are get added in. But no, it is based in realism, and they did a good job.
Yeah, this might be I mean a bit of an unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion warning. I think that at least the direction a bit the server is going uh is focused too much on server health and less on letting natural RP take its route.
Mm-hmm.
I
think
learned. I learned some in context of what we're talking about. I learned some. I learned a new call out on the radio that I never heard before, and it's RTR. And I was thinking, what the fuck could this mean? What
In
type of
RTO,
military? No, RTR. I'm like, what does this mean? What type of military call out is this? What is this positioning? Is this like the description of a type of scenario that's been trained in a? And then I ask, and they say, read the room. Like, what the fuck? We ran into a 37 Alpha, right? And we caught them early. We saw them kill these civilians, okay? They shot them. And we're told to pull off because of RTR, and I'm like, what the fuck is RTR? What, they got a bomb? And when I heard read the room, I was like, oh, okay, all right, I get it.
It's it
And it
it
just rips you out
always
of immersion when that
yeah.
happens.
It always ebbs and like 3.0 has been going on for a while now, and it's always like it goes like role play content, role play content, role play. It just it's like a wave, you know. You just kind of have to tell what phase you're in, I guess. I don't know. It's just a I've always been pretty good at reading the room and keeping immersion, but sometimes if it gets like real bad, I'll just be like, "Hey, I'm breaking off, guys." You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
on cop. So
Mhm.
you're in that thing. I think you're getting towards the end of 3.0, so the role play is going to drop off a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't.
Makes sense.
I would agree with that. We're towards the end of 3.0, but it looks like all the stuff that they've done is to continue 3.0 and basically have a reset without having a reset.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the same thing happened in 2.0. It's just you know, it's life. It's not going to be perfect, but I still have a lot of fun in 3.0.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how it is. It can't be perfect, but I do think staff they do try.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I can't imagine. I always think that I could make better decisions, right? Like I think a lot of people probably think that, but then I think like this is like a business. This is like a very important business that if like it goes poorly, people have to figure out how they're paying their rent.
And that's always kind of in the back of my head when I'm having interactions. Like this is a business, but it's not a business that I need. You know, I'm here to have fun. So some other people are trying to make money, and I don't want to be the to take away from that. So that's something that's in the back of my head when I'm on Nopixel.
Can I? Can we wait? Can we? So, in what context do you people use this as a business? Like, what type of
Like
scenarios?
streamers in the streamer world, like I've always said, Nopixel. If you're trying to start out on Twitch, get whitelisted on Nopixel. You will make affiliate very quickly. Like
Yeah,
let's say
that's
you're
true.
streaming WoW to yourself to one or two people. It's going to take you a year to get 50 followers. But if you want to make affiliate and get your foot in the door, come to Nopixel, and you'll make an affiliate in a week. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It's just how it is. It's a business. It's there's so many people who dream of becoming a live streamer. They want to be the next ninja or whatever. And Nopixel, it's easy mode to get that started. Now, what's
True.
difficult is to break through the bottom, but it it's easy mode to get started
Oh yeah.
in the online content creating. It really is. It's like the easiest way to get started. So there's a lot of people who think about something you've always hoped for. Like there was a lot of people in this server who are trying that, and you kind of gotta you don't want to like destroy. Like I want to role play and have fun, but you know I'm not trying to be a mean person. Like it's something that I think about, and I'm not saying everyone should, but it's there.
Sure.
Yeah, I get it.
I was
But
kind of talking more about like running the server like as a business and like as like a place where I mean look at some of the stuff that happened recently where they're having to kind of work really hard to protect members of the community and make really hard decisions around getting rid of others. There's a lot of stuff that happens that we don't see that maybe we think is like, oh, that's a bad call, but we might not have all the information on why it's happening that way.
oh yeah, I don't try to be like pretentious and be like, oh well, this is bad because of this or that. Like I
Mm-hmm.
understand that there's a lot of I don't even know how many people are whitelisted, but they said when they did the priority wipe, there was like thousands of people with priority. So it's a huge community. I think our CIDs are almost at like the 50,000. So not everyone's gonna like what they do, but they put a lot of good people in power here. So you can't always just trust power, absolutely. But I think most of the time their intentions aren't in a terrible place
Yeah.
for our server.
Yeah.
I'm happy with how proactive they're being right now. You know, why they're nipping things in the bud before it gets out of hand and making like huge decisions that could have like large ramifications for their quote unquote business. Nopixel as a brand,
Mm-hmm.
because recently they made a huge decision, right, where they had to cut off someone that some could consider a pillar of the community, right?
Mhm.
And the way they did it too, it was very. It was like if I had to give it a rating of drama freeness, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. They did the way it was handled was pretty much perfect, you know. And it could have gone really bad. And Twitter right now is on fire, right? And there's a lot of people talking about it, and I feel like server health wise, morale wise, I feel like it's up. You know,
Mhm.
it's like which is good, which is really good.
Yeah, yeah, it's a business, and but you're also this business is, it's not run by like boardroom businessmen. We're all humans, and
True. True.
whatever happened with that, it it speaks to people as a human. Like damn, that's messed up. Like I do not like that. I don't support that, and f this person who did this. So yeah, I think they did a good job, and hopefully they keep an eye out for if you can stamp it out when you hear about it happening, or catch it early.
Yeah. A
'Cause-
Fiendota, I want to ask you a question about
Yeah.
my camera fucking froze. God damn it. Anyway, FIB or FI, yeah. Tell us about that. Tell us about what you think of Aegis and all that shit.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't actually know anything like on the back end of it getting removed. All I really know is McConnell and I weren't told anything. You know, I had already pretty much not. I'm not going to use the word give or not the phrase given up, but I'd already pretty much started taking a break
Mhm.
from Nopixel. Um, the position the server was in, I just wasn't enjoying my time, and I'm not gonna, I don't want to force myself to do something because I want to keep my viewers, or I want to, if you're not enjoying something, you really shouldn't do it because you're just gonna make it worse for yourself and everyone around you. Um, so I was already kind of like was taking a break, and then hearing, and I mean this is only from what I heard. Like I don't know exactly all the information. I just know that McConnell and I weren't involved in the role play of FIB ending, and that was like to me kind of like I mean a slap in the face in all reality. It was like we were doing this role play for over a year now. You
Mhm.
know, there were ups and downs, and then obviously, we had times where it was really good and we were like making progress towards something. And then there were times where, it'd get, we lose all momentum and we'd be, sitting in one place doing nothing for a while. I always tried to do my best, always tried to create a lot of role play around it. One of my favorite moments of FIB that I did was I started calling people from a payphone and playing like this like skinwalker like public service announcement. They're among us, things like that.
Getting some like
Yeah,
not Ghost
just
Files, X Files type shit going on.
yeah, exactly. And that was always like a huge direction of the FIB roleplay that I was trying to push. Um, then I ended up running around the city in a hazmat suit, and like whenever I ran into people, I'd be like, don't come any closer." And I would just like I did that to as many
Uh,
people as possible. I ended up getting like cops following me. I ran to the FIB building and like I was like, you need to get what is it? Like you need to be clean. Like don't come any closer, stuff like that. And then I ended up like taking like HVTU on like a special op to like try to find one that like a skinwalker that escaped the FIB basement. I ended up like ending that little like scene with Booba going missing, and like I like screamed on the radio, and then I FA quit underwater.
oh, it's
And
so
then
good.
the next day I called Stubble from the aircraft carrier. I ended up getting like 15 to 20 people. And I got them all like dressed up as either like military guys, Coast Guard, or like the like skinwalker, like actually look like a skinwalker. Um, and I got them all. I was literally the morning before reset. I was just messaging as many people as I could, be like, "Hey, can you help me with something?" Um, and we we went to the rental spot, at Storm, we had 2 bisons, and just like these random people come running and hop in the bison, and we go drive down to the beach. And I was on duty as Booba as a skinwalker.
That's so funny.
Cause like, and I pulled out I pulled out the police boat, got 15 people in the police boat, and it immediately broke. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. So we just all started swimming to the aircraft carrier from the shoreline. Literally, it was like 20 minutes of just straight swimming.
Oh no.
um, and
Oh.
then we get there. I call. Remember exactly what I did. I called Stubble. I called Stubble and acted like I was Booba and I was injured and I needed help. And I'm like, "Hey, I really need help. I'm on the aircraft carrier." Or actually no, before that I called him and I said that I was acting like Booba. I was out of town, that I got a message that someone gave me a letter from you at the front desk of the FIB building saying that I went missing. And I'm like, "What the hell is that about?" And acting like the person that they were with that day before wasn't even me. And then I'm like, if you get a call from me at any point in the next like week, it's not me. And then I hang up and then I call him again a little bit later and I'm like, Double, I'm on the aircraft carrier. I need help.
That's so good.
And then like him and Vale and Max Muller and I think one other came out in Air One, and it was so great. I had like 15 people hiding, acting like injured like military people, and like hiding around corners, like, "Oh, help me!" And then they get close to him and they like jump out at him, and like it was so great. And one thing I was worried about, because I definitely could have seen myself getting banned for like abuse of like the PD whitelist. I was reviving people. Like I was literally like, I'm like, give me your numbers. I'm gonna sit in the back part of the boat and be like the last boss. You guys get killed and they walk past you, uh uh I'm gonna revive you and then go hide again. So it made 15 people feel like 40 to 50. You
Yeah.
know, like obviously it's hard to create like an event. It's like a mini event, and it was really fun. It was such a great time. Uh Vale or Kath ended up messaging me after the whole thing and was like, "Hey, if you ever need any like help with doing something like that, you let me know." And it was like my first interaction with Kath
That's
outside
so
of like role
validating.
play. And
That's
yeah,
great.
I was
Of
yeah.
course she did. If I got to shoot 40 plus people, I'd ask you to set that shit up again.
Yeah, no, and it
That
was,
was been
and
fun.
then, they took like the Booba Skinwalker and they like took him to Sionis the smeltery and like burned him alive, and I played like this audio sound
Like,
out as he was dying. It was so
that's
great.
so
It
sick.
was it was so good. It was such a great, like, I wish I could do stuff like that more often. That was a lot of work to set up, but that was just like part of like the FIB role play that I was able to do because of having that story that I was a part of. And like
Hmm.
McConnell, McConnell's the only reason I was ever a part of FIB. And I always tried to make it more, than what it was, because it was very, it was completely role play. There were no mechanics behind it. There was no even like PD whitelist for FIB. It was literally just McConnell got told, or he said he was FIB, and then he was FIB, and he built it up from that exact. And
Yeah.
I had to become a cop to become an agent on Booba, and that was the whole reason I became a cop. So, when I hear, "Oh yeah, you're no longer FIB," the federal government shut down FIB. I was just like, "Huh?
Huh?
What?" And like
Federal
we weren't
government shut down the
involved.
federal
I mean,
government? I don't.
yeah, exactly. We weren't involved in the role play at all, and it really just like pissed me off. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna come back.
Yeah.
Like it's not worth my time, especially when like it was them shutting down roleplay without creating more roleplay around it. Like I would have been fine if they're like, okay, listen, FIB can't be a thing anymore. We're trying to make the cop it seem like just like a real, like, I get what they're trying to do. Trying to simplify the roleplay on NoPixel.
Hmm.
They're trying to get rid of all like this like extraterrestrial and like ghost stuff, and that makes sense. I get it. But like you should, as a role play server, want to create more role play and not just shut it down without adding, like, if they made role play around FIB shutting down, I would have loved that. I would have been
Yeah.
all on board to like, go through like the process of getting like evicted from the building or things like
Hmm.
that, and being like super pissed, like, what the hell is this city? Because we've always role played that in No Pixel, Los Santos is like a city state existing
Yeah.
outside of the United States,
Like Puerto
and
Rico.
we don't have power like federal power because of that. That's what we've role played it as. So I would have been fine with whatever role play they created, but they just didn't create any role play, and it made me like made me frustrated. You know?
Sure, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's really frustrating. It's kind of like not to make it about me, but when I got fired from John Hydra, I had like a really cool emotional scene where I thought they were gonna help like rehouse John, and then I got a message the next day going, actually fired. I'm like, wait, what? I don't even get role play around it. Like,
Yeah, yeah. That's my one complaint. Like the point I made about like server health versus natural flow of role play. It, I get it. You can't entertain every idea in role play. I get it. But it really does suck when your role play gets shut down and they don't offer you any kind of role play to build around that. Like my one biggest thing that I think that Nopixel has like made mistakes is that, but specifically I look at Troms and Miles
mm-hmm.
around the Littleman stuff with the cone and whatnot. Like they fired Stubble and Moosebeard because of something the Littlemans did. Now I get it, you know, the abuse of the whitelist, the PD whitelist does affect those characters, but you should give them some role play to role play around. They didn't give them anything. Like that greatly affects like a character, you know? A character who is literally like that is their personality as being a cop. Like obviously they're more than just that, but you know,
I'm a cop.
that sucks. That sucks is when you're like punished in game for something, or you're punished in game and out of game, and you're given no kind of like context to build off of for that
Mm-hmm.
character, at least.
Yeah, no, for sure. Really frustrating. Yeah,
Yeah.
the lack, yeah, sweeping decisions that affect people without role play. I think everybody can agree in general are shit. I don't.
Hmm.
What's the solution though? I guess is the question. Like, how do you fix it?
I know how to fix it, and
Ooh.
not on a server level, on a just you level, as an individual. Is I've learned that I've learned to somehow siphon out roleplay where the progression for me is dependent on someone else's decision. If I know that whoever that other person is isn't similarly invested in it as I am. So, into context, like I'll not put myself and my character's future in a position where someone who isn't invested is going to make either no decision or a sweeping decision. So, bearing that in mind, like I don't fuck around with high command too often. Even if it makes sense in role play, I sometimes treat them like bubonic plague victims. Because if you one little 50-minute interaction with you and them, they could fuck you over
Yeah.
completely, and then they'll forget about it the next 5 minutes, and then hey, it's role play, take it on the cheek. One person I commend that's really good at taking things day by day, not getting too invested, not putting themselves in a position where they Chief, okay, the Chief. I've watched his role play. Is People say he doesn't role play, but he does. He role plays, not role playing, and he's a connoisseur of it. It's crazy. It makes me mad at how good he is at it. He's so good at it, and he he gets on, does his own thing, gets off, gets on, does his own thing, gets off, and I've taken a page out of his book and not not put myself in a position where I'm in long-winded, long interactions or interactions where I could be fucked over long term.
Smart.
I do that on cop where, just like do like short, quick, funny things and then it's over. Cause like I have on one of my crims, I've had a story that kind of relies on other people to be around and it this story that takes like years.
Yeah.
It's just yeah, I do that on cop like be serious, have fun, and then it's over when I log off. I do that too. But to go back to like the FIB stuff and the staff, I agree with you. I think it's like they were like, all right, we're changing the server meta, we're simplifying everything. Like FIB's gone, this is gone. I think it was just like we're doing this and we're doing it tomorrow. I don't think it wasn't like hey, F all of this RP going on, but the way that we wanted to do it, we're just ripping the band-aid off and some, we're stopping like these things. I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
that's just how it went. And
Yeah, well, I mean, to
it
give a little
sucks.
more context too around that, what Aegis is doing was actually um we were gonna FIB was gonna be doing that. Like they were there was talks with like with Crane, with Soze, Andrews, all like the big important people in the
Huh.
PD and whatnot, and we were going to be doing that. It was going to be called FAT, Firearms, Alcohol, and Tobacco, and we were going to basically manage like uh, you know these storefronts selling. What are they selling? Are they selling illegal things? You know, and more of like a the business side of crime, basically.
Forgive me. What's Aegis? I don't know what that is.
I don't know too much about it. All I know is they basically manage storefronts. Is that from what I'm aware, that's what it is.
Is it like a
Yes.
PD thing?
No. So
So it's
my
it's
understanding
the
is,
government,
yeah, it's
but it's just Cerberus. That's what I know is
Cerberus.
it's
Oh, okay. I thought it was like okay. I got you.
no.
yeah.
It's
I guess with
literally
Lang
just
being
like
the mayor,
Cerberus is the
Cerberus has
government.
been made into a government entity,
Yeah,
and
pretty
they
much.
have like
Okay.
more power than police have. Like I only read a little bit about it, but essentially they can like raid a place with no warning and make like 24-hour holds with just because they have suspicions of things, and basically they have a lot of power with not a lot of things holding them back.
Check.
And
They could drop a
yeah,
nuke
not a lot of checks.
if it's
Yeah.
convenient.
And I assume, listen, in general, I trust Buddha to be like a sensible person. I assume that the idea is that this can't last, right? That's my assumption. So I'm just like benefit of the doubt here, but you never know.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be managed well, and like it'll create RP if they're like, oh, you're going to jail or you're doing this or that. I'm sure.
I hope it isn't. I hope it. When shit's managed well, long term it's good, but short term resident sleeper. I want it to be scorch the earth, end of days, kill everyone and everything that moves, and then 4.0 comes around. That's my hope.
Yeah, I don't think with all these changes, I don't think it was anything malicious, but it was
Yeah.
handled with a broad stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And I mean, I get it. I get it. I understand. It's hard not to get upset though.
Oh yeah,
When
it's
something
just
you've been
sort of
involved in
being
for so
human.
long, it's just like, all right, sure. Yeah. That's the only reason. That's the only reason I ever like became a cop too. Like that's the whole inspiration for my character to become a cop. And I don't know. I enjoy being a cop on Nopixel. I think that there's a lot of drawbacks, and obviously there is. There's always
You ever
good
think
things
of
and
making a
bad
new
things.
character?
I mean, I should. Honestly, I probably take a break for a while and then come back with more, creative juices flowing and
Like
whatnot.
another cop? Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. I mean, I've always liked the kind of cop character that like you play Kaminsky and Riggs, the kind of like dry, real cop, like the just like I'm gonna go home, get some beers and watch NBC with my wife or something like that. Like just those real mundane like things. Those are that's hilarious to me. I love
It is
that.
pretty
I
funny.
think that's like I think that is like the most like the best
It
part
is
of
funny.
role play when it feels like that. Like I feel like when you speak when you speak in game, like you're talking about your real life. Like that is so like I love that. That's why I love like when Booba and Fitz get to ride together because it's just like I love just hearing you speak. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh man, I had a shitty day. Like
Yeah,
my Amazon
exactly.
package came late or something. I just try to think of like mundane things that are funny, but then I mentioned Kaminsky and stuff because they do a lot of that too.
Yeah, they
And then
do.
one of the funniest things that no one knows about is Crayon Ponyfish made Kaminsky's wife, and she's going around and she's like hooking up with all the PD, or like it's hilarious. It's just stuff that happens in real life, and she'll like show up on scenes if he's there and give him shit.
Isn't
You're
that like a
not a man.
military term for that? Base bunny or something? I think it's
For police, it's called badge bunnies. Yeah, like
bad.
someone who like likes to hook up with police officers. Yeah.
I ran into that character. I took a MDW photo and I made sure Carmine was in it.
It's
Every time he
hilarious.
looks at it.
It's hilarious. But yeah, I love the Kaminsky and rigs and stuff like that too. Yeah, I just try to be funny and make sure one of my big things is just make sure everyone enjoys themselves. Like if that means I have to get shot in the head and I know I'm gonna get shot in the head, like I don't care. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not a
Yeah.
big deal. It's why I kind of play Fitzpatrick like a kind of like a wiener because it's just
I know
it's
what I'm
funny.
doing next time I see him. Considering you
Shoot him
don't
right in the
care.
head.
Yeah, right. Boom. I'll make sure Fingal watches. Have you
Oh, he's a
guys?
2.0 guy now. He's been in 2.0.
I was gonna bring that up. Have you guys given 2.0 a try yet? I have. It's so much fun. I
Yeah,
don't
I
see it
enjoyed it.
lasting though.
It's already the numbers are dropping off a little bit to where like I was able to get in pretty quickly and but the thing is on the weekends sometimes it's different. I think people are gonna have fun and it'll be a kind of like the other public service eventually it'll just be like that. But I've enjoyed it. It's what the petty crime, I love that, like robbing houses
Yeah.
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
baseball bat fights and stuff like that and meeting new people. My God, I met
That's the
some
best part.
I know. I met some hilarious new people and had a great time the other day
There's
with
w- there's one character that stands out to me a lot, and first day I met him, I knew he was gonna be. He's gonna do amazing. Luther, there's the nerd in the blue. He looks. You know that Scientology thing GTA has? What's it called?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Epsilon or whatever. Yeah, yeah.
Epsilon program.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they're wearing
Yeah,
the
he has
blue
like the French
fucking.
outfit on, basically.
Yeah, and he his voice is fucking. It's amazing. It's like straight out of South Park, and he's in a gang. But he's not that guy who puts on a voice, but who the only trait he has is a voice, and everything else is just cut and dry criminal roleplay. No, he
Mm.
actually plays a nerd who's in a gang, and it makes sense and it's funny.
Yeah, I think the important part about a public server is to roll with it because like I've experienced the public server stuff. Like I'm like, hey, what's going on? And they'll run you over and beat you up and take your stuff without talking. Like,
So
and you
annoying.
have to incorporate that into the joke. Like, oh my God, no, you're the toughest guy I've ever like. Oh my God, this guy. Like you have fun with that as
There's a
well
clip
as
I want to show you guys. While you talk, I'm gonna bring
uh
it up.
it's like like the public server aspect of it. But then there's a lot of like hidden gems and people who just aren't whitelisted. I've had a lot of fun. I've probably only spent like 5 hours in it, but the whole time I have enjoyed it.
Oh yeah. I have like an idea for a character I really want to do. I want to do like a family of like I just want to play like the white trashiest person I can. I'm just gonna talk about coming in here and Bubba, what you doing? Just super white trash.
Yeah.
And I want them to be like a family, but I want them to like play the role of a gang, but like as like just a dumb white trash family. They're just gross and like nasty. It's like, that's my sister. Get off her. Come here, honey lips. It's like, oh, dude. Like, oh.
Owen Svensson, or Owen Seven, he's playing like a real like how y'all doing? He's doing something similar. It's hilarious.
I don't know if you were ever uh involved in that Hydra, but there was, I forget who it was. I think it was, I know Kermodo was involved, but we were gonna make like a Sandy Shore or a Grapeseed, the O'Neill family that is like a real like Bayou family gang
Oh,
thing.
what you
I
doing
don't know if
down here? Come on
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
But like we were gonna do something like that, very similar to what you were saying. I don't think anyone ended up ever doing it, but
Oh.
it's always fun that like have these cool ideas, but it's hard to really like like get everyone involved to commit to it, and then like be around at the same time, and it's
Takes a
so
lot
hard
of
to get
time.
stuff like that to happen.
Yeah. It's fun though. It's fun, yeah. When you can, God, I think that's what I've craved more than anything on Nopixel. Is I've always just wanted like a dedicated group that could like just get on and we could just do shit. No plan, but I just know like, hey, at reset, we're all hopping on and we're gonna do some fun shit. I've never had that. I've never ever had that, and I've wanted it so bad.
I had that in 2.0, and it is a good thing. It's great, and then like life gets in the way, and you try to keep it up, and it's not the same. So then I kind of find that in PD, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
PD, and that exactly. Yeah, PD is like where I get that, right? That's the only spot essentially. Is what it feels like.
I'm the opposite. I if something is if I know what I'm gonna be dealing with for the day, it kind of I don't like. I haven't been enjoying PD roleplay for a little bit, and it's not because of the people involved. It's just because of the
The
rinse
same
and
thing.
repeat.
Yep.
Yeah, and I
The same thing
haven't.
every day.
Yeah, and it just I get detached, and I like uncertainty. Uncertainty, like it gets me excited. I know that it could fuck with my numbers, but I just I've I want to be having fun while I'm on the server. And if I'm going on the server knowing what I'm gonna be doing, and there's no uncertainty, and there's no like moments where I got dopamine rushing, I don't I feel detached. Chasing S+ boosts now feels like I don't even know. It feels it just
Yeah,
everything's boring right now.
you fell into what I fell into. You fell into like the it's not necessarily the ping chasing mindset, but it's more of like the uh, you know, I'm a cop, I got to do all this stuff that cops do and not just like I need to like I want to role play with everyone that like comes up to me, and, like you got to find areas of role play and like parts of the server that don't normally have it as well.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Fitz,
I
for instance, going to the liquid library and going and buying just a bunch of beers, like that's a great aspect of role play that like you don't even have to be a cop to do it, but it adds more that he is a cop.
Mhm.
One of the
Yeah.
reasons why I like classic, because I don't know if the next guy on tokens is gonna RDM me. That gets me going. Like,
Yeah,
You
ooh,
like that?
is
Huh?
it shitlord? What am I dealing with here?
Yeah, like the S plus boost stuff. If there's like people who need like cops need help, whatever, I'll go. But if I don't have to go, I usually don't go to like those big extended pings. I One of my
Yeah.
favorite things to do, and it's so fun now, is I'll stand at Legion Square at like a heavy intersection. I'll park the police car with the lights on, and I'll just
I
stand
love
there
that.
directing traffic, and I'll yell at every car that runs the light. Um, I did it again for like 2 hours the other day, and it was
That's
great.
great.
Yeah,
That's
You just
super
one
meet
of
fun.
the
so many people.
yeah, one thing you should try chains is try making like a traffic checkpoint. Cuz I did that with
I've done that on Hydra. It's very fun.
uh Jaden, the real Jada or real JDN or whatever. We went under the under La Puerta Freeway near Red Garage right outside the apartments and just like basic we didn't block all like the one lane of travel, but basically we just sat there and like set up like barricades and stuff to like so people would stop and talk. Because people want to role play on the server.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people want to role play, but there's just like not a whole lot of avenues because they're stuck in their mundane like go here, go here, go here, talk to these people, stay
Yeah.
here, wait here. But like if you can create like, like basically like little like role play checkpoints where they like, oh, they might, a lot of people will stop. And like Jaden and I started beef with like Hydra or something like that or Street Team by basically like creating these traffic checkpoints and making them get out of the car for no reason and like it then you have like more storylines where you're just like you run into like these people and you're like, oh shit, it's this guy again.
You just reminded me of Hobbit Trash. Used to She went to Benny's and she was like, VIN number checkpoint, and people would just no, it was the best. Oh man, I forgot about that.
I can't believe
I
she
just started randomly
perma. That
laughing
was such a
over that.
weird. I wonder, was there something else to it, or
To Martel,
yeah?
I think she was just ending the character. Like the high command thing was over, and I think she
Okay.
was just moving on
And it
to
was kind
to
of
a
a funny
different
bit, like a
character.
woman is finally in high command. My job here is done.
Yeah, because it was like they did the whole squish, the high command squish, and the UPD thing, and I think and I haven't talked to her about it, but my guess was that that character arc was over and she started new.
Mhm.
Would be my guess, but
It just
I
surprised
wasn't
me. I
sure.
just really liked when her and Hydra would fight.
She was a doctor in 2.0, and she was great. She would just scream at people, and she'd be like, "I'm gonna fucking lose it," and that was like her punchline. And one of my favorite doctors. I loved Martell as a doctor.
Oh yeah, it's great. Definitely great.
I look like a goddamn crackhead.
Oh, your
Jesus.
mic, your camera's stuck
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know, and it looks like I'm losing my mind. Like I've
Looks
seen
like there's
something.
there's like some like what is
What's
that?
over
Oh
there?
God.
What is it?
But yeah, it's funny. when you're doing cop, like I try not to do the typical cop stuff all the time, but when people need help, they need help,
Yeah.
and you know I'll go to those calls. But I enjoy
Talking to
just
people.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or stuff like that, and I just try to make it fun. And if I'm not having fun, I just don't do it. I wish
You
I
know
had more
what?
time for it. I really
Y-
do.
You guys are right. I feel like sometimes I pigeonhole my approach because if you do something for so long, you forget that roleplay is whatever you make it, right? And there's
Yeah.
101 avenues.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, I take that back. I take that back.
You're
I
just
can't.
you're in my footsteps right now, Chains. Like I did the same thing. I was
But
like, going to all these calls every day, doing all the like, oh look, another boost, go to the boost, and it's fun. It is, but it gets old. It does, because a lot of the times the you lose sight of like what makes you enjoy role play because
Mhm.
you're just
yeah,
and not only that, but it kind of reinforces that idea that makes you feel like a mechanic. you know?
can I? I'm gonna be frank. You know what? I didn't completely think that through. I know why I ping chase. I know why I go after pings and I do the mundane, motions, the ebbs and flows of being a cop. It's because if I did anything that wasn't that, playing the character I play, I'd fucking get fired. Every time I do something that is roleplay orientated, like a traffic stop or an arrest where it's an investigation, or I go off duty, maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour, but not too long, I'll have a member of high command with me in the captain's office.
True. Yeah,
Because
at
I'm
first it was kind of
impulsive.
funny. It was kind of funny that you were like the strike points guy, you're in trouble guy. But at some point, it started to feel like, okay, guys, can 52 stop being the whipping boy? Like, like, can we relax a little bit?
I'll be honest, I don't mind being the quote unquote whipping boy. I just don't want to get my character fired. That's my only OOC gripe. And it's because I've gotten comfortable. I'd probably be an amazing role player if I didn't give a shit about that, but I do because
Yeah, yeah. It's
like a
hard
dumbass.
not to.
I branded my channel after the Carmine character, right?
Yeah,
Like there are people that call me Carmine and not 52 Chains, and
yeah.
I know this. So getting him fired and it's not something I want to do.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
you just gotta know the line and not
I
cross it. I
found
guess.
I found the same
I
thing.
don't.
And
That's a problem. I
I
don't
think
know where
that's
the line is.
because there's a lot of people that like I noticed when I talked about FIB. I made a Twitter post and said, my frustrations with the whole thing about happening. And a lot of people were like, you could have done more with FIB, you know. And yeah, I could have, but the thing was, I was also a cop. And if I wasn't a cop, I basically wasn't FIB because if I lost my whitelist as a cop, I wouldn't have been able to do FIB.
Yeah.
And
Um,
nobody would have respected it, probably.
Mhm.
exactly. Well, no, and that's the thing though. It's like it was always like up in the air. Oh, is it real? We don't know. Like a lot of people would be like, there'd be people in the PD meetings. I'd say something. I'd go up in the front. I'd say, "All right, guys, this is FIB. If you guys see anything like this, let me know." And then there'd be like Patty or someone in the back. Oh, is FIB even real? Like,
Dude, I
like
hate that, man. I really hate like the bullpen, like everybody like talking like over each other thing sometimes. That's like the one thing I don't miss about being cop. It's just like instead of using that opportunity as like an actual like team building moment, everybody, I think 52 said it the best, maybe it was Walnut, and 52 just stole it. But it's like that's where everybody's trying to be a comedian. They're all together and they're all trying to make everybody else laugh. And I'm just like, dude, can you just not right here? You've got
yeah,
all
yeah.
day.
Maybe it was Walnut because I got mad when you said that, but now that I think, maybe I did steal it. Maybe you're right. My bad, Walnut. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
PD meetings, I like the first 3-4 times. I'd go in there. Maybe I'd say like if I see someone that my character likes getting dog piled on, I'll say something outrageous and that's it. But then I stopped going to them because it feels like the same thing over
It
and
is.
over
It is.
again.
I literally just go and do. I would just open up Wordle and open up like a bet on my stream and just do Wordle the entire time.
Yeah, and when I usually go on duty at the same time the meetings start, and when I go into that room and the energy is, because there's people in that room that I don't know if they want to be there. I don't know why they're there, but there's a lot of times I do it too sometimes. Okay, I'm guilty of this, where I go into the PD meeting and I'm just mellowed out, I'm just zoned out, and there's one person talking, and everyone feels detached. And I don't want to start my day in that kind of environment, so now I
Mhm.
don't go to it anymore. Just so I can start at the right tempo, because I don't know how brain chemistry works, but moods are like gradual, right? They go up and down, and I don't want to start off with my mood going down and me
Yeah,
being detached,
that
because it
makes sense.
affects your role play a lot.
To go back to your point though about the like the scared of like not being able to be a cop because you've built your whole thing around that. Like it is scary, and that's partly why like this whole thing with the FIB is why I was afraid to do too much with FIB, because if I did something that created a problem because I was also playing a cop, like for instance, and I'm glad I had this conversation with I didn't have it with Trav, I had it with Gunner, Booba had it with Gunner, based around FIB and how it's like, oh well, if you're operating as an agent, then anyone else could say, oh, well, I'm operating as this and I have this much power. And I always tried my best not to create a problem around that. Like I never tried to have like the jurisdiction talk with anyone, because I knew it would literally only create problems, and not like it wasn't healthy, and that's what made me so afraid to do anything with FIB, because I knew that I was still a cop. And if I did something to, you know, uh, ruin my being able to be a cop, then I wouldn't be able to do FIB either.
Yeah.
And it was like it was afraid. I was afraid of like doing like taking chances pretty much. And that sucks. If you're ever in that kind of situation, like you're saying, like you built your thing around Carmine being a cop, and now like if you do anything, you're gonna, ruin that. It's a tough situation to be in. Your whole brand's built around that. All the money you make from Twitch. It feels that way, but you do need to take chances sometimes. You do need to like get out of your comfort zone, and you gotta prove to yourself, not just the people that watch you. You got to prove to yourself that you're not just that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Because it's crippling. It
Stagnation's
is
a hell of
crippling. If you feel like all you are is this one character or this job, it's crippling.
Yeah.
And it'll thwart you from doing anything creative, and that's why I'm taking a break. Because I don't feel the same way I did about NoPixel when I got whitelisted and started playing and got prio and all that, because I'm afraid to take risks, and I don't do the same thing that I used to.
True.
That's one reason I'm actually happy about Classic, because I've been experimenting a lot with characters on Classic, and I've been having a lot of fun with it, like a lot. And I've noticed that if at the very least I'm enjoying myself, the numbers don't matter as much, you know. If I'm
Mhm.
having fun, because I've had streams where I've had like 500 people and it went on for 6 hours and I hated every minute of it. And then had streams that were like 8 hours and I'm sitting at a low, and but I'm having fun and I prefer the low view count, but
Yep.
enjoyed it. And yeah, maybe I
Hard to
should just.
realize that. It's hard to realize that, you know?
But I feel like the main issue, another issue is that there's a lot of people in the similar mindsets as me that have just been doing it for years, and it's comfortably uncomfortable.
Complacency.
Yeah, complacency, and not because they're doing that, it's gonna seep into everybody else, and then it's just trickle down effect. Like if you have there's people like there's some people that I don't think have fun playing on the server, and they're just there just to make sure they have
Oh,
a
for
job
sure.
as a cop or they have momentum and
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
retain it. And it's like
100%.
their approach to it is like a 9 to 5 where they just gotta
Yep.
they show face, and
Or
That
that's
was me. That was
you
me.
try to give them role play, and it's like you're irritating them. And then
Yeah.
when I do that,
yeah.
when that happens, I always like in the back of my mind, like, all right, I'll remember. Like not like vindictive, but like, all right, well, I won't do it again.
Yeah.
Is
And
that
if
why
it,
Well,
you
that
grief me all the time? Because I welcome it.
no,
You
I
so-
grief you because it's fun to, and you roll with it. That's why I grief you. I don't think I
EK, I
grief
was
too
doing.
hard.
I don't usually hop on the server to do paperwork, and I'm doing paperwork. My first ever subpoena, actual police work, and then this guy comes out of nowhere and just starts calling me a loser, and
No,
then demanding.
you stole from me. I want my. You stole from me, man.
Can I be honest? It's in an evidence locker, and I don't know which one. There's like 30
No, you
bottle
told
so
yeah,
caps.
you told me that in
funny.
character.
Yeah, blame Shelby. She did this. This is her fault. She made me have PTSD on my character rather.
I
Yeah.
love picking up Carmine whenever he's doing paperwork.
Yeah.
I just guilt trip him into role playing with me. He's like, I just got on to do paperwork, and I'm like, too late.
I haven't done a lot of co-op in the past month, so I'm gonna try and be back around more. I have some free time, so I think
Nice.
we'll have some fun.
Right on. Yeah, man.
So-
Nopixel's fun. It's really good. I wish I was able to play more right now, and like losing cop made it really hard, but I like it. I still like it. I still want to do it, you know. Just I don't know.
Classic, you could. I mean, it's easy as hell to get a cop on Classic. Just show up at Davis and say, "Give me job," and you'll get it.
Eventually, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, and I'll try that out too.
Sooner the better, because if it retains, if so, there's a huge Simone thing going on right now, and the elections just ended. I feel like 3.0 is now gonna its peak is like behind us now. And the Simone shit, I don't know. Is it coming to an end? I don't know. But there are so many people involved in that storyline. It's fucking insane. I don't know how people keep track of it. It's nuts. It's like over like 50 people involved, and it makes no sense how that many people can be involved in such an integral, low key, supposed to be low key storyline. But when that comes to an end, Classic might pop off. Who knows? And if it does, get your cops on there before you get dono walled.
True. Yeah, I don't know when to get on the server. And I'm just not in the headspace to like try and snipe the queue, and I don't want to be on and have somebody say some dumb shit and me be like, I have to go.
Literally right now, the reset's right now.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
But yeah, I'll try and do some classic cop stuff.
Right on.
Are you guys going to TwitchCon Vegas? You said you used to live in Vegas.
Yeah, I used to. I used to live like 10 minutes away from the strip. Dude,
I've been there a
honestly,
couple
the neighborhoods
times.
around Vegas are actually really nice. Like, if you're not,
they are.
like, when you're close to Vegas but not in Vegas, it's actually pretty nice, really nice, like, suburbia heaven, basically.
I visited a few times. I had fun. You know, I like to play poker and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll probably be going this year.
You guys, are you in the area? Because I know
Meet
you're
some
East
people.
Coast, right? Is that?
Yeah, no, I'm not in the area.
Yeah.
I'll fly in. I'll if I'm going by myself, my wife's not going. I'll fly Spirit for like $100 or something.
I've never been to a TwitchCon. I've been to went to one like streaming convention once, and it was like PAX East, and I had a bunch of like Twitch and Mixer friends that I was supposed to go meet with, and literally every one of them canceled on me, and I cried in a corner, and then met Harris Heller, and he felt really bad for me, so he hung out with me for an hour, and then I left. That was my whole experience.
Yeah, I'm not like I've never been to a con or anything, but now being around Nopixel for 4 years, there's some people I'd like to meet.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
So it
Pain-
seems like a good area to go and just be like, hey, what's up, and hang out with people.
It is.
For sure,
It
for
is.
sure.
Change,
You
have you
would-
been?
You want me to go halfway across the country to meet people I talk with every day?
Well, you
Halfway
got
across
Paris.
the
You can go to
country. Wait a minute, 50 Chains is in America?
I'm sorry, halfway across.
Oh my
the
god,
world.
he just
I
doxed
misspoke.
himself. This guy just
I
doxed
misspoke.
himself.
It's my bad. I don't know if I will go to any Twitch cons. I don't know. I'm not too
Am I
sure.
the only one that's been?
I think so,
Maybe.
yeah.
Probably, yeah.
I know Troms has been.
San Diego. I went to San Diego last year. I'd been to a couple before, but I wasn't a Twitch streamer at the time. I lived in San Diego, and I used to just go down to the convention center whenever TwitchCon was going on, wait outside on Sundays, and ask people if they were leaving and not coming back, and then they just gave me their badge. And I would go in, and it's cool. It's nice. Honestly, being a part of a community, since I went last year, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot more outside of the convention than it is at the convention. A lot of night, especially Vegas. The nightlife of Vegas is amazing. There's so much stuff to do. Literally, you could just walk around the strip for hours on end and just literally have such a great time. But I did a lot of things with people there. Trying to think of I hung out with Silent Sentry and Charlie Blossom for like
Oh, that's awesome. They're
literally
such cool people.
like 3 to 4 hours, and it was they are really cool people. They like we just stood there and talked for hours on end, talking about like different things that happened in role play and like interacting with each other and like how we felt about stuff, and it was really fun. Just and getting to like actually like make faces to names and stuff like that. And I hung out with uh the clowns, Mr. Theo and Chatterbox, and the guy who played Abner, who hasn't been on the whitelist. Actually, I don't think he's been on NoPixel for a while now. But
Oh, didn't he? He, somebody said that anybody could play on Classic, so he jumped on Classic, and then
Then
he was like,
got
"Oh shit,
banned
I can actually." And then they
ban
banned him for
evading.
ban evasion, even though he wasn't
They
banned.
literally said that.
What did he do? Did he do something heinous? Why? What? What's
there
up
was
with
some-
him? What
there
did
was
he
some,
do?
You
like-
want the long or the short
let's do it.
story?
Give me the long story. I want all the context.
I don't know exactly all the details. I just know that he in character, no out of character, no like literally found out like the codes for I think it ended up being Chain Gang. I don't know if it was multiple gangs, but the code for their storage at the hotel.
Yeah.
And went in there and blind robbed them like a lot. Literally
like,
wiped their storage.
as far
But
as
he
I can
found all
understand,
that information out in game.
because they were like saying
Wait,
it
did he
out
do it,
loud.
like,
They were
more than
talking. They
once?
were like, "What's the code, bruv?" And they were like, "It's 6969 or whatever, 69420." You know.
How many times did he fleece him? Just once?
I think just once. He like completely wiped their storage once,
And
and
the thing
then,
is he
and then got
he
perma
like
banned.
ran it by people first out of character. He's like, "Hey, he's like, I overheard out of character. I overheard their codes, and I want to do this thing. I just want to make sure that you, because he worked there, I guess, and they have access. He's like, I want to make sure that you
my
understand that I'm doing this with in character only knowledge." And people were like, "Yeah." And I think it was Arsenal, and Arsenal's not an admin, so he was just like doing his best, right? Arsenal's like, "Yeah, I mean, if you got him in character, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to do it." And so he did it, and then banned forever.
I can see myself doing that.
Unban my boy Beerman.
Let's get Beerman back.
Yeah, I can see me doing. I probably wouldn't have taken everything. Maybe I would have left a note at the very least. But
Yeah,
I could,
a note that says,
because
"Be
I used to
careful
work
who
at the
you
casino.
be careful how loud you talk about your codes."
I'll probably I'll probably call them and tell them, "Hey, I got your shit. Give me money. You'll never get it." That's probably what I would have done. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that band, the only band reason probably poor role play at most, because
It's I think it's called silent robbery or something like that, where you
This is
basically
what?
rob someone and they
Uh-huh.
have no idea, and there's no role play based around it, basically.
No, yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
one thing you got to bear in mind is always give the person on the other side a means to, either
Retort.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, give and take.
Yeah, I always like how some people like masked up with voice changers or whatever.
Mhm.
Like if I make a cool scene on my criminal and I kidnap somebody and I shoot him, whatever, I'll always like take my mask off. Like, my name's Thomas Sullivan, motherfucker, or whatever. Or I very rarely ocean dump somebody, or like I'll call 911 as I'm leaving, something like that. I'm not saying everyone has to do that, or I have no knowledge of this situation you're talking about, but it makes sense if he robbed them and then they were like, "Who did it?" No one knows. Like he didn't. If there was no clues, permaban. I don't know. I don't know the specifics.
Yeah,
Permaban for that is kind of
but,
crazy.
but
Kind of crazy.
you know, I always try to think of storylines and continuing and eventual endings and stuff like that. Maybe that was it. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with that.
You know
Yeah.
what? You know what else is crazy? Is that now that you've explained that to me, there are people that have done far fucking worse, like
Oh,
on a
yeah.
weekly basis than that, and it's just scuffed off as not a big deal. Like way
Yeah,
worse,
well,
like toxic shit. That there is like poor role playing. My opinion on the like totem pole of shitty things you can do on NoPixel, poor role plays. It's not that high up. It's yeah. And getting permaban for that, it's
well,
a
that's with
shame.
the wrong people.
I know a guy who got permaban because he drove up on a cop and he said a whippy one line and shot the cop.
Was it "Hey Wrangler"?
No, it was something puto. He was an MG member.
Mhm.
and he got permabanned for it. And it was his first ever infraction, I'm pretty sure. And it was I don't.
What cop was
I'm
it?
I'm not gonna say.
That's what I
I'll
thought.
say
That's what I
I'll
thought.
say it some other time.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I caught a perma for that.
yeah.
And I've noticed, man, if you have any form of recognition, you are so much luckier than people that are not known.
Yeah, yeah. It it could be gone like that.
Yeah.
Literally like that.
And
I
no,
got I got banned. I got a week for going through evidence lockers.
Really?
Literally just opening evidence lockers. I got a week ban.
Wow, I dodged a bullet on that one.
And that yeah, no, that's the thing though. I'm like everyone does this. I'm like what?
you
And
know, I go into the PBSO Eats locker and steal like packs of cigarettes every day. Every
I literally got a
delete
week
this.
ban. So there was
Delete it.
Halfhand. I don't know if you were there, but when SDSO was doing the war with HOA,
Yeah, I was
they
there.
we were all down in the meeting room and like people were like get I don't know. I mean, I was looking for a silencer. I never ended up even finding a silencer. I was gonna find a silencer and put it on the gun. Never even ended up finding it. And I got a week ban for just looking through evidence lockers. And I was
Oh,
at a
to
police station.
get
I
a
don't even
silencer. Oh, okay.
yeah, and I didn't even end up taking anything out of a locker. And I was on it was I think it was Han that like was on the forum, and I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not I could have defended myself, but I'm just like, you know what? I'm if they think it's power gaming and they are the ones who create the server, I'm not gonna fight it. It doesn't make sense. Why would I?
Yeah.
But
Smartest
literally,
approach.
literally like everyone looks through evidence lockers,
Yeah.
and I'm like, why am I? You know?
That's a weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I see both sides. It's like,
Yeah. No, I get it. I understand it,
you
but it's
know,
just like,
it's just if an admin saw you doing it, they got you. Hey, don't do that anymore. And then you're not going to do it anymore.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
no,
but the
exactly.
other thing, like other people also
Yeah, people
do
are
that.
get
And they don't get caught. But if an admin was there,
well, like I was really like because the forum he opened the forum post or whatever, and it said, and it was a command line of me opening a locker, and I'm like I was trying to understand what the hell it was at first, and it was literally just like the command line. They went in like the server prompt and looked through the command line or something and
they
found
get when things happen like that, they'll get notified on their panel. Like try to steal an airplane, and they'll get notified. So he probably on his
yeah,
admin panel was like, oh, this guy's opening a bunch of lockers. Let me look into this.
But
yeah,
you're a
I was like,
cop.
oh,
Why
yeah.
would he? That's
Yeah,
weird.
yeah. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't know Han personally, but I don't. It probably wasn't anything malicious. He was probably like, "Oh no, you can't do that," and just
Yeah.
didn't
For sure,
think
for sure.
about like the situation. He's probably just like, we shouldn't be doing this." Um, but yeah, there's a lot of things that you do in the server that will ping admins and staff and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess maybe if it's like if you open 5 of them within a minute, maybe they'll get a ping. I'm not sure,
Yeah, I have
but
no idea,
that's
but
probably what happened.
yeah.
I've never been spoken to by an. Actually, I have one
You
time.
have.
Long
You
time
got
ago.
me spoken to by an admin, motherfucker.
Yeah. But that was the only time, and I missed it. So you know what I'm gonna do now? I'm just gonna get in every plane I see and just open 1,000 evidence lockers, do whatever I can to get their attention.
Yeah.
And then when they
Bro,
ask me,
you
I'll
don't.
be like, "Oh my cat sat on my keyboard," or something.
I only know
He's so
this
stupid.
because of I was driving around a Medi One Life back when he was on Twitch. He'd do like One Lifer character, or he'd do like permathons every so often.
Do you remember his like serial killer doctor?
I don't know that one.
Oh, okay. Anyway, go on.
He had this one, and it's not even a One Life because he brings it back, but it's like a stunt, like a jackass kind of thing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and we drove him to the airport and we stole a plane for his stunt, and I think somebody like they're like, "What are you doing?" I think somebody just came and we were like, "What?" And then he handled it, and we went. And it was like a. I found out later. Oh, they get when you steal planes, they get pings and stuff.
Wait, like an admin came there and was like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Staff. I don't know who it was. I
Oh,
couldn't,
jeez,
but
wow.
they showed up.
I
Oh,
made like a.
I think
That's
Go
like
ahead.
I recently caught an admin in the wild.
Yeah?
doing not maybe a dev. So the Angels compound gets blown up. You guys probably gonna find out anyway. And moments before, like all the shit, the assets are added where the rubble's there and the plane and the fire. I see someone vanishing, appearing, disappearing, appearing, and I'm about to move in to arrest this guy. And as soon as I get close enough, he's gone.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was close to getting an admin arrest. I was gonna force roleplay on that guy. Would have been amazing.
Yeah, they were probably setting. It was probably a dev setting up the destruction or whatever.
Yeah, god damn it. I should have been faster. I should have just shot him, said I saw a gun on him. Force him to roleplay.
Yeah, that'd have gone great. Yeah. Yeah, I've only ever I've seen a dev in the wild. I think it was Nikes. And he was just like spawning a car in and then getting in and then getting out and then getting rid of it and spawning a car in. I think he was like testing the radio or something.
You should have robbed him of their car, whichever one. You should just held them up, give me the keys.
That's funny.
Yeah,
That's my goal. That's what one day just to an admin brings something into the server he shouldn't, and then I just and then when he tries to say you can't do this, I'll be like, yes I can. I have a gun. He's anytime he tries to go OOC, I'm gonna -1 him and double down until the OOC message appears, and then I'll pretend I didn't see it, and I'll just keep going. You're gonna ban me for role playing? That's crazy.
I'm sure you'll be fine, man.
Yeah, totally fine.
And
But,
you
surely,
can do
surely.
anything, Chains. You can do anything. Yeah.
Anything you guys want to talk about before we wrap up here? Any last
No,
any
I had a
last
good
words,
time.
as
Thanks
it
for
were?
having me.
Well, gentlemen, thank you guys for coming on. Like I said, it's supposed to be the Afro episode, but we'll get him next time. You know, he's got other things going on, busy life. He's a very important man, okay? He's got his own things going. You tried being Afro, you couldn't do it.
Yeah, man, I had questions too, man.
I
was
know,
ready.
I
Try to
know.
grow an afro, man.
Yeah, so
Try
listen,
to
hey,
grow that.
clip,
That shit's terrible to grow.
clip this, send it to Afro, guilt trip him into coming onto the show. That's and we'll hit him again next time.
I'm gonna spam his DMs.
Don't do that. Do not.
I'm doing it.
Oh, you do
What's
that.
he
That's
gonna do?
fine, but
Block
don't tell
me?
people to do that.
I've played.
No, I'll do it.
I've played on Nopixel with Afro for years. Never once DM'd him, so I'm not the DM guy. But I had some questions like in character stuff.
Yeah. He's been around for a long time. He's seen it all. He's been on the best sides and the worst sides of stuff, and I think it'll be really nice when he does decide to finally come join us. But for now, gentlemen, this was an incredible episode. Thank you for supporting me. I'll just be candid here. I asked these guys to come on just in case, because I thought it was gonna be Afro or any guest. I'm gonna treat them with the same level of dignity and respect. That if I felt extra emotional because I'm just dysregulated and struggling, if I needed to leave, there's a couple times it was close, but I let them know that I'd leave and they'd carry the show just like 52 Chains and the boys did last week. So thanks to the Hogshead and Voladin for last week, and Fiend, Halfhand, thank you guys for this week. Really means a lot. I appreciate you so much. You guys go follow Fiendota's second channel where he's playing Dota quite a bit. He's gonna teach me how. He's gonna teach me how to play live on his stream.
What's the channel?
Actually, I'm streaming on my main channel again.
Oh, on the main channel. Okay, you want the second one to stay a secret?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fiendota 2?
No.
Not Fiendota? Official Fiendota?
It
I'll
actually
find
is
it.
not. It actually is
can't
not
believe he
Fiendota.
just
Oh, it's not
nailed
much
it.
of a secret then. Gotcha, motherfucker. Easy.
I'm not even streaming on that channel anymore. I was just streaming on it because I wanted to conserve my viewership for Nopixel without destroying it. But I'm past that point. I'm playing Dota again.
Having fun, vibing. All right.
Yep.
Well, cool, man. All right. Thank you, boys. Appreciate you. Make sure and check out, obviously, 52 Chains. It's colossal. Check out Fiendota. Check out the _ Halfhand. And I'll see you if you guys want to go follow my kick.com/Hydra, please. I just do weightlifting stuff on there eventually again. And I'm going to keep role playing probably on Twitch. But thank you guys. Appreciate you. Yespixel episode 36.